if something gets picked up, we take it down. There's a lot of good people out there. But the ones you don't hear about are the ones that aren't coming here, and unfortunately are a vast majority out there that are watching them, downloading them, and you never see them on the shelf. We were looking at general numbers of downloads versus sales for One Piece, which is the most downloaded show illegally in the world. And if only 1% of the people who downloaded it bought one copy of any one of our releases of One Piece, our sales would go through the roof. So that's why pretty much in the last year or so, ourselves teamed up with Japan and other companies have had to really kind of stand in the way. And kind of, some people look at it like you're just stepping on everything everyone's doing and what Fansubbing is meant for. But it's like we're not meaning for it to look like that, but we have to defend our copyright and our livelihood and the industry. So it's really, again, as he was mentioning, trying to find that happy middle ground where we still can get you guys legal ways to view anime, preview anime, and see full series before you actually have an option to buy it without, overall hurting the industry. I talk so much.
No, that's good.
No, that's good.
Okay, thank you very much. Next, I'd like to turn it over to our Fansubbing panelists so they can talk a little bit about the facts of what's going on in the Fansubbing community.
Okay, so basically in the Fansubbing, the reason why the industry's gotten a lot of concern is because, for example, I'm sure if anyone's downloaded a fansub, if the show airs on Saturday, there's a good chance there's a fansub up by Sunday morning at 8 a.m. in US time, and it's usually in like HD 1080p quality, and it's like perfect, so you never really care about why should I buy something when I already have it in perfect quality. So that's what's kind of happened a little bit with Fansubbing, and what's happening a lot of times now is there used to be some core groups, like I would say 5 years ago. There's probably about 5 or 6 groups that everybody kind of went to. If they stopped showing it, everybody else did. If we dropped it, that was the rule. Everyone else kind of dropped it. And then what happened is we have something that fansubbers hate, at least I'm sure all 3 of us up here can agree, which is called speed subbers. How many people know what a speed subber is? Yeah, that's what I thought. Anime junkies. So, speed subbers, what they do is they'll take a Korean script, or any script they could find, slap on some subs, find an HD video, throw it on a torrent within 12 hours of an airing, and everyone just downloads it and flocks to it. One Piece is kind of like this.
Yes.
Very. Extremely like this. Of course, it's like 1 million episodes.
400 tonight.
400 tonight. He's got it on a download, I think.
Just the raw.
Just the raw. So what's kind of happening is you have these speed servers going up, and then so all the fan servers that are doing the show want to keep doing it because they feel their quality is a lot more superior, and they're doing it for the quality of the show because they feel there should be good subs, nice karaoke, nice encode, which could take up to 1 week to 2 weeks to produce. So we get C&D letters, which we always take it down. If we get a C&D letter or Funimation on their site would say, please stop subbing this, we take it down, we link to their site. The most recent example of this would be SMA, which I heard you guys are going to do digital downloads of soon.
Yes.
Is that a true rumor? I didn't break the ice on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. So you'll be able to pay for it now and download it sub within like a week of it being there. So as fan subbers, we love that. That's like great for us. But the problem is you have people that want fame and glory, and they go and do that speed sub. So that's what's happening. That's what upsets us. That's why we keep subbing, because we feel if we keep subbing quality, that'll stick out in the long run. So yeah, we're archival. We're the archive. Everyone deletes the bad group and archives my stuff.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that always annoyed me. I do encodes, and I have to do like 200 meg encode or 180 meg encode, and they're like, why don't you do this at 172? I can't burn it on my CD. I was like, I don't care, you're not supposed to burn it to CD. But yeah, I think as far as you were mentioning, the people not realizing how much the industry is hurting, I think you have a lot of that where they're just like, okay, well, I'm not buying it because I don't have a lot of money right now. But there's, 999,000 other people who are buying it. I don't need to buy this. And it turns out now you find out the industry's in trouble, and hey, no, that's what everybody was thinking.
You guys have copies of One Piece at your booth?
1 through 4, the first season.
Everybody go buy one DVD from them.
There you go.
That's 1%.
60 episodes of One Piece?
Yeah, 60 episodes of One Piece. Everyone go buy it. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
There's some promotion for it.
I love it.
Yes.
I just wanted, just as one of the old timers, I thought I'd give a little bit of counterpoint to the there really wasn't anything, the whole speed subbing thing really didn't exist back in the day when, you know, you were working. Okay, back when I started, you needed, you know, either a Laserdisc player and a VCR, or two VCRs, Genlock, an Amiga, some USB. Back in, there really wasn't much in the way of PC subtitles back then. So Amiga was sort of the format of choice. So he had this huge equipment outlay that he had to make before you could even, you know, worry about translating or timing or whatever.
Very expensive.
Very expensive, time-consuming.
Paid by the
Well, yeah, the rich people had the LDs. I probably have about 250 at my place now. Then they started selling off the old box set compilations of shows that I used to love back in the 80s and 90s. So, you know, now those things are really, really heavy, by the way.
Those are just still red release discs.
Really, really big DVDs. So I think back in the early 90s, you really needed to be dedicated and/or insane to get into this. And now, you know, you could just download a RAW, find, you know, some Hong Kong produced script somewhere, burn it, and slap your name on it. And a lot of the time, you know, some of the really bad examples that I've seen, you know, what they're really interested in is just having their name on something that happens to have subtitles there. You know, they'll get, you know, a pretty looking video source, find a script somewhere, you know, usually as an afterthought, and spend most of their time on, you know, font animation or, you know, some idiotic bells and whistles.
Loading karaoke.
Pretty much, yeah.
See to it.
He's basically
Or, you know, experiments to see how small a font you can get with curly cues and still read it.
Dave, I'm afraid we need to move on.
Okay, I'm sorry. I love to rant.
You did just
Indeed.
describe a speed subber perfectly.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's open it up for first discussion topic. I think we've, unless you have anything else to add, I think we've covered what's happening with the anime industry right now. As far as sales being down, companies are closing doors, that sort of thing.
Just one quick note to that. Overall, the industry is hurting, as in dealing with this new dilemma of speaks. But the industry itself, sales-wise, we're doing great. Yeah, because we actually every time there's anything that popped up from a problem sales-wise, we would have a plan B for it, and we always found another way around it. But it's always how many plan Bs do we have to go through. So that's where our heading is, you know, directly as a target is one of the bigger issues, because other companies weren't as lucky.
So you're pretty much on plan Zeta right now?
Yeah.
Plan B for a different plan for a different plan for a plan B for a different plan.
Yes.
So totally.
Okay, third and fourth derivative.
Yes, exactly. Carry the one.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is an open question for any of you. What is Fansubbing doing to help the industry right now, if anything?
I think, as he mentioned before, Fansubbing can at times introduce people to series that you wouldn't necessarily gamble on. I can think of a number of series that I've watched Fansub that I've gone and got the DVDs for. I just actually got the DVDs for Lyrical Nanoha, which I've been looking for 8 months because they were never found in stores. Which is a series I never would have bought if I hadn't watched it Fansubbed originally.
So as far as helping the industry, I think in general, like you said, like I agree with what you said, and stuff like that, but I also think that there's a growing sense of like, I can just get the Fansub. I'll just get the Fansub. I'll just do that. I'll just do that. And I think groups, when we utilize our websites to make people understand that we are doing this for free, this is not for you to go and sell on eBay and all stuff like that. And most groups are very strict about that.